to wrap up my thoughts on what happened this week. The one-day boiler build. And the fact that I'm just going to get into it. So the retail price of those boilers, that whole system, is easily 30 grand each. So you spend $90,000 plus the manpower, because you had 10 guys on each boiler build. I think there was 3. I can't even calculate that, but we'll just put that as 30 grand as well. So you spend $120,000 in one day. I've yet to see it show up at a trade. I mean, they say, I've heard the rumor it's going to a trade school, which is just, it's BS, man. And it's obvious. It's so obvious that these guys, I shouldn't say these guys, many of the guys there are trying to get into that white collar world. It was literally a government project. You had 10 guys work on a boiler that would take me probably, if I had everything there, it's probably a 3-day project. If I'm, doing it the way I'm supposed to and customizing it to the home that I'm installing it in. But you got 10 guys there, all looking for a little limelight, a little bit of fame, notoriety. It's a make work project that serves nobody. Like I say, the manufacturers, and I am not faulting the manufacturers because they're trying to get their product out there. It's a competitive market. And speaking of a competitive market, you got all these dudes out there that is the first time in their entire life that they've installed anything close to that type of system. It's a fact, man. So, and there's people flying all over the country for that. They talked to a couple people that went from BC to Toronto and back in the space of 60 hours. There's so much to be said, but everybody knows what I think about it, and I just think we need to do better. I truly do. And the fact that, it wasn't apparent to me during it, but now after the fact, it's, whatever Terrence is trying to do with his impetus media. My question of that is, and I don't want to go too far down the road here, is everybody that was part of his new group, his media group, were they paid? They weren't. And if they were, show me the paychecks, man, or show somebody the paychecks. So you're just doing it for goodwill and hoping to get something out of it? Man, everything about that just smells bad. Just smells bad. And you're just the only reason, other than probably 5 dudes, everybody else there was just hangers on third wheels, doing it for a little bit of, like I said, a little bit of fame. So, anyway, as usual, my thoughts, not yours. Have a fabulous Saturday morning. And whoever's in charge of that shit, I want to see, and you don't have to, but I want to see the schools that those go to and the benefit that comes from that. Because, as I've said 10,000 times on this thing, we learn by doing. We learn by doing. If you got trade schools that within 10 miles of that place, then why aren't you doing it in the schools? Oh no, we donated it to the school. Who cares? What's the student going to learn there? Oh yeah, look at that. That looks nice. What does all that stuff do? I have no idea. Okay. Why don't you let them put their hands on it instead of letting a bunch of wannabe meatballs? Anyway, I've gone on too long. It bugs me to know